Welcome to the start of another work week on Brick Arena, and we're starting much earlier than normally on a Sunday. It's Sunday the 5th of March, and the reason for that is that tomorrow my wife's got a hospital appointment, which means that we've got to leave the home really early to get to the hospital, and I'm not going to have time to be picking and packing orders and what have you as normal on a Monday. So I'm having to get ahead of the game and picking all of my orders today on Sunday, or as many as I can, and drop them at the post depot at about 8 o'clock in the morning on the way to the hospital. So I'm looking at what orders we've got in so far for the weekend, and bearing in mind it is only the middle of Sunday afternoon at the moment, and we've got 15 orders in on Bricklink, and we've got 7, in fact it's really 8 orders on Brickowl. And the reason I say 8 is because I did have another order that somebody collected in person today, so that's already been dispatched and handed over to the customer. And we've also got on eBay 5 orders to post as well. So I've been busy and picked first batch of orders as normal, and let's just have a quick look at what we've got. So we've got a couple of the Star Wars magazines going out with the Bo-Katan Kriz minifigure included. We've got a sheep from one of the Mickey Mouse Disney Farm sets. We've got a Bob Minion figure, Pirate Captain, and an Indiana Jones. And I think the Indiana Jones figures are going to be quite popular with the new film coming out. So this one sold almost immediately on eBay, and I've relisted with another, and I've also, you'll see in a second, sold another one on Bricklink. Parts orders here. This one's going to Brick This in the northeast. You remember that's the guy Steve, who creates all of the fabulous mocks, particularly of sort of northeastern features such as the Angel of the North, etc., and the Teesside Transporter, and things like that. We've got a Clone Trooper going out, lots of 2x4 bricks going in colours that don't sell too often, so nice to see those move. More minifigs. There's the other Indiana Jones figure going out. We've got an order for just 7 bright green plates going off to Sweden. This is an order from last week that the buyer had chosen local collection, even though they're not local, and I'm still waiting for them to respond on that. And then we've got more orders over here. This is a clear windshield for a Buzz Lightyear. And then we've got a Qui-Gon Jinn figure without the cape, sold for £11. And many of the minifigures that you see in sell are as a result of the minifigures that I listed last week. We've got a Batman with the armoured version Batman. We've got a mummy and lots of parts going out, some rail wheels, and a nice order here going off to South Korea. Again, various minifigures from the collectible minifig series, including a new Orc and a new Falconer, and another small parts order. So that is the first batch of orders. All of these are eBay and Bricklink. Still got Brickowl ones to do, which will get done shortly, but I'm going to get these packed away first before I start picking the Brickowl ones. Well, it's now 8:34 in the evening on Sunday, and we've had a few extra orders in, so I've left this second batch open to show you what else we've had. We've got a Hawkeye figure in on eBay, some parts going off here to France, mostly Friends parts. This order is still open just because the buyer bought 2 types of this part. in 2 different locations in the store, one with the 4 studs joined and one with only 2 studs. But when I got to the second lot, that also only had the version with the 4 studs attached, so it's obviously mislisted or something. So I'm just waiting for the customer to come back on that and see what they want me to do, whether they want the refund or they want to send the part with the 4 joined studs. Out of interest, you know, as someone who's not much of a builder, I wonder what the real difference is and how it affects the build. Maybe someone will comment on that on the video. Then over here, more parts orders. We've got another of the Bo-Katan Kriz figures going out. Got a really good order in just after I did my meal at tea time here for a order of minifigures, and these are all the minifigures, or mostly all from the minifigure haul that I got last week. And this is actually the first person to trigger the £100 free shipping that I set up about a week ago. I'd never offered free shipping at all in the past, but I've turned it on for orders of £100, which is a large amount, I admit, but you know, it's a lot to miss out on the shipping. Then we've got another order here with a little pirate. Again, this came from the haul last week. And then we've got a non-Lego sale. Wife was cleaning out the cupboard yesterday and came across a bunch of Xbox games, and I listed a few and I've sold a couple on there. So good to get some money back there as well. So got to get these packed up, ready for post in the morning. I'm still expecting more orders to come in either tonight or through the night, so not sure how I'm going to deal with them. As I say, probably have to get up a little earlier in the morning before we head off for the hospital. It's Monday afternoon and we're back from the hospital visit this morning. I managed to get all of my orders out, dropped off at the post office at 8 o'clock this morning. We did get a few more orders overnight that I wasn't able to video. I was more prioritized in getting those orders out, but we've come back home to a few more orders as well, which is nice, and some nice orders here. First one is an eBay order for Captain Armando Salazar Brickhead. We've got another of these Bo-Katan Kriz magazines going out for I think $11.95. And the minifigures continue to sell well. So we've got an order here for minifigures, about £35 worth. We've got a nice order here going out to Firestar Toys. And I'm sure most of you know who Firestar Toys are. They're big sellers of custom minifigures. And they've bought 250 of these heads here. So that was a nice order for £120, and more minifigures going out here. Again, you know, all or most of these minifigures that are going out are from last week's haul, which is really nice. And then we've got a nice little parts order going out as well. Now, being Monday afternoon, this gives me a bit of a problem in that my depot is closed, which is where I would normally take my post. So that is a little bit of a problem. And I really need to get these 2 eBay orders out today. They need to be fulfilled today because they were ordered before midday. So I'm not sure what to do. I either do these outside of my business account and drop them in a post box, which isn't great with the value of some of these. I really want proof of postage. So then if I'm going to go to a post office, I'm wondering if I can use my business account, then print a manifest and take it to a post office. I've never done that before, but I believe I can do that. So maybe that is the right approach. So anyway, I'm going to get these packed up and try and get them out today. So the next job for today is to start adding some more parts to the store. These are the used parts that we took out of drawers when we visited the container the other day. We didn't go mad on bringing too much back because we didn't want too many things here. I've got a little bunch of plates on my desk as well. And just to give you an idea of what we're doing is I've got some help to sort the bags out into colour. And then where we've got small pots like this, they'll count them for me, put a little slip of paper in there. And then when we've got big quantities like this, I'll count them on the counting scales. And that's going to mean we can get these listed really quickly. So I'm going to spend probably only an hour or so doing that. I'm hoping it's not going to take too long. And then we'll see what else we can find to do. It's Tuesday morning, and this is the brick store file for the parts that we counted and prepped for adding to the store yesterday. There was, you might recall, there was a little box behind me that was full of parts, and we've sorted it out with the exception of these printed panels, which are still to do, but I'm not in a hurry to do those because they're going to be all odd individual items, etc. Anyway, this ended up giving us £219 worth for 3,268 items in 167 lots. So we're going to get those uploaded to the store shortly, and then I'm probably gonna do some more minifig work, but in terms of uploading parts rather than trying to sort of build minifigs, etc. It'll be more of a case of getting headgear and torsos and things like that added to the store, I think. In terms of orders this morning, fairly modest. A couple of orders on on eBay, and we've sold another one of these magazines, and I'm actually tempted to pick up some more. I actually saw some more the other day, and there was about another 12 or 13, and I toyed with getting them then, and I still had a good stack at that point. And so I thought I'd leave them, but I've been moving one of these a day recently, so I'm quite tempted to go and pick up some more. We've got Luna Lovegood going out, and I'm thinking the Harry Potter stuff might take off with the new film that's about to drop, I think. And then we've got a nice sale here. This is the R7A7 droid. This came out of the minifig haul from last week, and that has sold for £25, which is nice. And then we've got more of a sort of buildable figure kind of parts order there, and a few minifig parts going out there as well. And that's it so far for today. Of course, we'll continue to see orders come in throughout the day, no doubt. But this gives us some time to get some stuff done. And actually, I've just remembered one other thing that I wanted to get done today, and that is I want to try and record the video for how to buy a Bricklink store. I've been prepping the sort of, the bullet points for that video for a while, and I'm about ready to record that, so we may get that done and out this week as well. So I best get cracking. Slight change of plans for today. One of the things that I've been wanting to do for a while is to clear the back of here with the takeaway tubs that I was using, and get all of those put away somewhere else, so that I can get, well, possibly more depth in the desk, but more likely to use containers along the back to start sorting into with used parts, so that as I start to bring bulk here, we can put them into various tubs along the back. And so I'm starting to fill up extra drawers that I've got, still spare in the stacks of drawers that are here. What I'm actually short of at the moment is probably the dividers, so I may order some more drawer dividers to allow me to better store some of the bulk items, but I've also got space in those containers over there that I've got some fairly big sections that I could put things into as well. So I'm not really worried about the space. I'm sure I can get this lot moved away from here, and then we'll see how that backspace develops. So I've managed to clear all of the takeaway containers from the back, and everything has been housed into the various drawers or drawer space that we had. I did find a couple of empty drawers and a couple of empty organisers that I could use to fill up drawers. So we've got a new drawer down here at the bottom of this stack, which we've still got space in, and we've taken up a couple of others as well. So that just shows the amount of space that is still within the room, either in these towers or in the black containers here and up there as well. Now I've got to think about how I'm going to structure the back of this now, and I'm probably going to look for some form of open fronted containers that I can put at the back there, that I can just sort of throw in various categories of parts. Not sure when I'm going to get to that. Getting the parts cleared away was the first priority, and then I can think about what I do need to do to get something ordered for there. Now, there are still a couple of takeaway pots behind here that have got some pretty, reasonable value things in here. Got a bunch of classic castle stuff here that needs to be gone through and listed, but I think they all make up one of the old castle sets, and we've got a bunch of old sort of space stuff and things like that back there, which will get sorted. But right now I'm going to get back to listing some stuff. Well, I've just started sorting and adding torsos. I'm starting with some Star Wars stuff. First one is actually a superheroes, it's a Hawkeye, but the rest are Star Wars related, and only got 20 items in here so far, which are amounting to about £27 so far. But we've got lots of different stormtrooper type torsos here in different patterns, which I've just grouped together, and then I'm going to use Bricklink to identify them and add them to the list, and then we'll start working through some of the others. We've got a few more black Star Wars torsos and plenty more to get through besides this lot. And then of course we've got legs and headgear, etc, etc. So anyway, I'm gonna crack on and see what I can get listed. Wednesday the 8th of March, and we've started this morning a little differently by recording our next video, which is all about buying a Bricklink store, and hopefully I'm going to get that out later today / tomorrow, depending on how time goes. In terms of orders this morning, really quiet morning, just 4 orders on Bricklink and Brick Owl, nothing on eBay. Nothing super exciting to mention. That this one's a minifigure order going off to Dubai, but other than that, pretty easy morning. Gonna get off to the container, get some stuff taken back. These are all of the tubs, the takeaway tubs that used to line the back of here, and we're going to look and see what else we can bring back to get added to the store. So I'll maybe get some footage while I'm there. We'll see what we can find and see if there's anything interesting. So here we are back at the container, and it's just started hailing or snowing or something, and we're just here because we're going to start and empty some more of these drawers, see what we can get back to the house. Still lots to get from here, I think, and I'll have a little poke around and see what else I can find while we're here, and I'll probably give you an update when we get back at the house to see what we've brought back. I might actually take some of these boxes today even. Yeah, we'll see what we can grab. I'll give you a quick update in a minute. We cut the trip to the container short because it was just horrible hailstone and sleet, and it was all coming inside the container, and everything at the front of the container was starting to get wet. So we've abandoned that, but we've got enough for what we wanted to do. So we've brought a couple of these black boxes back. The first one is all bagged up, drawers ready to list. So plenty here to be going and keep us busy for a day or two. And then in this one we had a bunch of drawers that had trays in, and really wasn't ideal for bagging, etc. So we've just brought those drawers back in the trays as they are, and it'll be much easier to sort through like this. So the other thing that we picked up were some of these style containers, and I've touched on these before, where the ones that I've got as part of the acquisition are really too small for what I intend to do with them. I think they'll actually be okay for some of the smaller categories maybe. So, you know, if I were to put you know, 1x1 studs in one or something like that, for instance, wouldn't be so bad. But if I'm doing, you know, sort of plates and things, I'm looking for something that's more like this, but probably twice the width, and that's the intention. Now, I have looked online, and I just can't believe how expensive they are. They're like 80 quid for a pack of 10, which just seems crazy expensive to me. I expected them to be a couple of pound each, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to keep looking, see what else I can find that'll do a job at the back of here, just to throw parts into, and see what I can pick up. So I've just uploaded the latest video that I've been working on, buying a Bricklink store, what to consider, and that's going live in 20 minutes at 6 o'clock today. And I'm actually just back from a little run out, and we called in at Sainsbury's, which happened to have a deal on numerous Lego sets with 3 for 2 offers, no discounted sets, but if you bought 3 for the price of 2. And so I managed to pick up 6 of these, which I think was all that they had, which made these work out at about £12 a piece, which I was quite pleased with. So those will probably be hitting eBay very shortly, and hopefully we can make a quick sale on a few of those. Not started on this lot yet. Need to get cracking with this tomorrow now, I think. You know, lots to do. Been working on minifigs, and just about to upload another batch of those, or a batch of those rather than another one. Just working through the file now, and we'll get that uploaded as well. It's Thursday morning, and we've got 10 orders to get us started for the day, and a real mix of orders here as usual, with 2 eBay orders, one for a Harry Potter Hermione Granger figure and another Star Wars figure going out. We've got an order here going to the US, which is a bunch of new Disney minifigs. And interestingly, there's an item missing from here because they've bought a little Lego gift with purchase set, which is an Easter set, which when I checked my stock, I didn't actually have the set anymore for some reason. Happens from time to time, you know, you've got an inventory error, especially if you're kind of cross-posting on eBay and Bricklink, as I have been known to do from time to time. And the way I've had to solve this, because this person, and I'm sure they'll see this video, is an avid watcher of the channel. They've started watching all of the vlogs from the start. They're in the US, and I really didn't want to let them down and just go back and say I haven't got the item. So what I've done is I've actually ordered the item in from another seller, and it should be here today, so that will be packaged with this. Now, I don't normally do this. If I'm ever short of something, I'll just refund. I wouldn't normally ever buy from another seller to make up my order, but I didn't want to let this customer down. Now, it actually put me out of pocket a little bit on the actual set that I'm supplying them with, but again, it's just about customer service and not wanting to let them down. So hopefully I'll be able to complete that order today once my post's been later this morning. A little Rodney Rathbone figure going out there. A parts order here, which I think is an order where someone has asked me, they were charged a small parcel by Bricklink, and it's just done on our automated calculation, and they've asked me to put this into a large letter if I can, so I will try and do that. And as a matter of point, whenever Bricklink or Brickowl charges for a small parcel incorrectly, I usually refund the difference in the postage. I never aim to make money from postage, so I will typically refund. So if anyone's ever looking to order something, and this happens with minifigures, strangely enough, sometimes you go to order a minifigure and it tells you that you've got to pay for a small parcel, and it's usually because there's no dimensions entered into the system for the minifig, so it just doesn't know what to charge you for. But as I say, I do typically refund the difference in the postage in that case. More parts orders. Largest order of the day here was about 80 something lots, and the others are, you know, typical parts and minifig part orders. We've got a little pirate going out here and some other kind of pirate related hair pieces and torsos, etc. So reasonable for a Thursday, to be honest. We may get some more orders in throughout the day, but I'm going to get these parceled up and ready to go. And then I'm not sure whether to tackle minifigures, which is something, you know, only I can do, or whether to start on this lot. The reason I'm hesitant to start on this lot is I can get help with this, and so it seems a bit crazy me doing this if I can get someone else to sort out the parts and get them listed for me. I might pull some out that look a bit more unique. For instance, I've got these over here, which are going to be more kind of, you know, 1s and 2s of little plates. So maybe I'll get things like that listed. But anyway, I'll get cracking and move on to the next thing. I spent a little bit of time relocating the parts that were in the last of these drawers that had the new items in previously. So these have all now been relocated to other parts of the store so that we can use them for used parts as we start to you know, get more sorted and ready to put away. So here we are, for example, we're starting to collect the parts into category and color, and we've got some counts on here, etc. That's been done for me and passed into here. That's the process we've been using the last week or so, and I've got 4 more cabinets that I need to get numbered up as well. And I did see a comment on a YouTube video recently about how do I number my drawers, and weirdly it disappeared pretty quickly, but I'll just mention it anyway. The way I do it is all of my drawers, the Rayco ones that I use, have a little groove in the front for a label. And so what I do is I have a Word document set up that I use for all my numbers. I created a table with the right cell dimensions so that when it's printed out, I just cut them out and we slot them in. Really simple. Now the numbering is a little tricky. I set up a number range, so if I go in here to define the number range, you can see that I have it set up with a certain number style, and all I have to do whenever I create a new page is I would just go in here and I would change this from 1800 to 1900, for instance, and when I click this, you'll see that all of the numbers get updated, and then I just print that out, and I've got another page ready to cut out and put into the drawers. So really simple. The only negative to this method is it depends on the weight of the paper or card that you use. Ideally, you'd want to use a card stock. These actual labels do have a tendency to pop out occasionally, which is a bit of a pain. But the fact that I've got them all numbered this way, I'm not going to redo it. And so I just live with any that do pop out and slot them back in. Not a big problem at all. But that's how I do it. Everybody, does it differently. It's a job I hate doing, to be honest. Yeah, I just keep it nice and easy. I'm just going through some more of these used items from the Brick Pickers store and getting them added into my inventory. So I'm checking the drawer that these came from, which in this case was T78, and looking up the parts and then adding them into my own drawers, as I say. Now, on a recent video call I was on, someone was suggesting that I should be doing these in greater bulk and higher volume, so that it's a bit more efficient in when I'm listing that I've got, tens or hundreds of items rather than, 1 or 10 or 20 of them. And I totally understand that, totally get that, and that is what I would aim to be doing in the future. But in this case, this is really just me clearing out the existing drawers from what I acquired through the brick store acquisition. So that's the reason for doing sort of smaller lot sizes here. We just need to get the backlog cleared of the Brick Pickers store before I can really carry on and get to the bulk myself. Now, just to give you guys an update, there's about 87,000 parts still left, according to the catalogue here, of Brick Pickers parts still to add to my store. Now, if I look at my store, I am currently on, let's have a look here. I'm currently on 667,000. So the remaining catalogued items in theory would take me up to about 750,000 parts. But of course, I'm going to be selling parts out of my store as I'm adding them. So that's not going to work out quite like that. But, maybe somewhere in the region, depending on how quickly we can get things uploaded. So it's really just a case of plodding on. It's a daily grind, this business, continuously picking, packing orders and continually adding to the store. Haven't got very much listed so far today. Only just started. Got 542 items in 50 lots so far, and that's only coming to about £30, but they're only basic parts, basic plates so far that I'm adding. And there is some sort of method to the madness in doing these basic parts, because although they don't have an awful lot of value, they are things that people will be buying regularly amongst other items. So if I've got those in terms of extra lots, then it may bring extra people to the store, but they need to be added anyway as part of the transition from the Brick Pickers store. I'm just about to call it a day for today, but I just thought I'd check in and show you what we've managed to accumulate in an hour or so, hour or two maybe this afternoon. We have had a bit of a break because we've had a few family members round, but we've got just over 4,000 items here now in the brick store file in 98 lots. Only £107 worth, but that's going to increase the inventory count of items, but also there'll be a lot of new lots here as well, so all good stuff. Not sure yet whether I'm going to upload this tonight or not, though. I might just hang on to this and continue the file tomorrow as we continue to work through more of the used parts that we brought through. So we've probably got through half, not even half really, of this box here. Lots more Technic stuff in here to get through, so we've been adding a few Technic, well, plates and a few Technic things today, but there's lots of lift arms and other bits and pieces in here as well. And we'll work through most of this tomorrow and see what we can get to on the brick store file. Friday the 10th of March, and we've got about 9 orders in this morning. Quick look at what those are. We've got a Ninjago minifigure, some parts, a little gnome and a few other bits going out there. Order here for all black parts essentially, and a Spider-Man and some other small parts there. Actually, there's an instruction booklet with this, which I just can't locate. It's one of these small booklets, and I'm really considering taking all instruction booklets off the site, to be honest with you, because they're just such a pain to locate and to store. So something I'm trying to consider seriously. This is Team GB relay runner going off to Australia, and that came out of the recent minifigure haul. We've got another of these Bo-Katan Kriz figures going on eBay, and another Star Wars figure going here. This is the second one of these I've sold in 2 days, and in fact that's the last one. And then we've got another complete magazine with the Bo-Katan Kriz there. And it's interesting that on eBay I created 2 different listings, one with the magazine and one with the figure itself, both at different prices. Not an awful lot of difference. I think there's about £2 difference to get the magazine. It costs me a little bit more in postage for the magazine, but it's worth it. I'm literally throwing the magazines in the bin when I sell these, so saves a bit of waste and someone gets the magazine. And in terms of this morning, got a little bit of help, so they're going to be sorting out the parts in these trays, counting them, etc. We've had a look in these bags, and they were going to sort these, but most of them are already bagged up in here into individual components anyway, so it would just be a case of getting them out of the bags and counting them up for me. So we may do that. And the other thing that I'm doing at the moment is looking at PayPal. Just had a call with PayPal because there's a lot of confusion about micropayments. I saw something on one of the forums today, and you know, micropayments is a way where you can pay less fees on low value orders. So if the order value's below, I think it's about £11.70, you will pay less fees than you would on a normal PayPal account. The problem is, despite what some people have said, you can't have micropayments and non-micropayments on the same PayPal account. So if you want to do micropayments, you need another account. And I've literally just rung PayPal to confirm that. And it needs to be a business account as well. So you need to keep that in mind also. So I'm in the middle of setting up a business account that can be used for micropayments. I should have done it a long time ago, to be quite honest with you, but something I'm looking at getting done this morning while things aren't too crazily busy. We're continuing on with the sort of the used parts and the upload, and I'm on to the second batch of these jumpers, and that's because of the different style. So these ones having the groove, whereas ones I've done previously, should have them in my Brickstore file here, were in much bigger quantities. When I can find them, yeah, here, in much bigger quantities, you know, hundreds of each one, 300, 400, 460 grey ones, etc. So I ended up having to use a drawer just to keep those in, but obviously I don't want to mix these with them, so I need to keep these separate, and these will go into the cabinets here. So we've actually just numbered up these 4 cabinets as well. So that's all of the cabinets numbered now. The only numbering still to do is in the blue cabinets here, when I make my mind up what the number range is going to be, but that's going to have to be done really soon because we've only got about 4 cabinets now to fill. I've been trying to do a bit of a good deed today because someone reached out to me on Facebook asking if I could help them with some parts. They were trying to do a mock. I don't know where they got my name from, to be quite honest with you. They didn't seem to know about Bricklink or Brickowl or anything, and said they weren't very good with the internet. And I sort of took pity on them and sort of got a list of them, but you know, it's a nightmare because they end up sending you a list of part numbers. They're not clear on the colours, and then they've sent me a separate list of numbered colours as if they are. I can't really show you the pictures because it would give the guy's name away. But they sent me also a picture with a list, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a colour next to them. But they'd also sent a picture of the mock that they were trying to make with all of the parts laid out that they'd got from some video or other. And the parts that they've asked for don't marry up with the picture. So I've spent ages trying to be helpful for about £2 worth of Lego. It's just crazy. So there's a moral in the story about trying to be overly helpful, I think, but hopefully I'll be rewarded in heaven or something. Anyway, we're going to crack on and get the rest of these. I've got more stuff being counted and listed at the moment. We've got more stuff over here to get put away, more small cones and the 1x round tiles as well. So we're going to have plenty to upload at the end of the day. Current files at about 7,000 parts, and hopefully we'll add considerably to that. So I've just finished uploading not uploading, but adding all of the used parts to the Brickstore file now. Ready for upload. Need to price them as well. And we've ended up with, amazingly, nearly 12,000 parts for about £400, which is really good. And I'm going to get these uploaded. Most of these are going to be additional lots, which is also good news. And we've made a pretty significant dent in the parts that we brought across from the container. So a little bit more to do at the start of next week. And then we'll get across to the container and grab some more stuff to upload. Also going to be working on the minifigs again shortly. Haven't got as much of those done because, you know, while I've got the offer of other help, that, you know, it's silly not to take advantage of it. One of the problems, if you like, is that Now, as I've been filling more drawers of used parts, so these are the used jumper plates that I talked about earlier, that's meant that I had to vacate that drawer, which was overflow for pink and magenta type parts. So I need to find a new home for these, which is a little bit of a pain, but we'll get that sorted. We'll find somewhere to put them. There's still empty drawers around, but I needed to keep all of the used parts together in that section over there, so that's the reason for vacating these. Still got room under here. Most of these drawers are just full of plastic bags and things, used plastic bags at that, so they just need a tidy up and a bit of reorganisation and we should be good.